Michael, 13 strikeouts for you tonight. That's the most this season by a Yankees starting pitcher. Just what was working for you this 7-inning performance?
I think we had a great game plan, Wells and I. I think we had constant communication with everybody. I mean, Garrett was in there talking about sequences. Obviously, Blake and Wells. Before the game yesterday, I was talking to Pettit about it a lot. So I think we had a pretty good game plan, and then it was just up to me to execute, and I stayed in my lanes pretty well.
After an outing like this against an offense like that, do you feel like you're here, you've arrived as a starting pitcher?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're a great team. We've faced some really good teams, so I don't put a lot of merit into one performance. You got to continue to be consistent with it, and the more and more good outings you can have, the better it is.
What was special with your two-seamer?
I think it was actually my four-seam that set that up a lot, and that was the main point that Garrett was talking about. Using the four-seam early to then get sinkers to get underneath the barrel. And then it was kind of commanding the slider away that allowed me to backdoor it away to righties or front hip it to lefties. So I think it was really just the execution of my three other pitches to then allow me to have either ugly swings or takes on the sinker.
How differently or similarly are you approaching sequencing and things like that out of this role? I mean, you threw a lot of pitches as a reliever as well, obviously. Mm-hmm. So how different is it now?
Very. I think that my homework before was finding areas where I can get swing and miss every time. I never was looking for soft contact. I never was looking to get quick outs. Now I have to go deeper into games. So there are the spots where I can pick and choose where I know an area of soft contact and I'd rather get a first pitch out. Or if I'm behind in the count, I'd rather go for the weak contact instead of a take and then make it a 6-7 pitch at bat. So it's been a learning curve for me, but continuing to learn and continuing to try to do that.
And health-wise, obviously they protected you by giving you a few days between relief outings. What do you think's for you, what's better for an arm? Pitching every 5 days on a straight routine but way more innings, or but at least you have a routine, or come out of the bullpen but you don't know exactly when it's going to be?
I think it depends on the person. I also think it took me a little bit to adjust to the bullpen role, which is obviously the same thing. It's making me adjust to the starter role. I was very happy that the Yankees were able to protect me in the first couple months and give me those off days because I needed them. And then once they were able to take the reins off in May, June, I felt great doing it. But I always said that the main thing in my head was that the days off were huge for me in my recovery. I argued that in spring training to try to be a starter then. And I think it is still true now.
So with those days off, you think 150, 180 innings or so is doable for you?
Did it in the minor leagues, so yeah.
Was there a point tonight where you felt, I can take this to another level, something feels special tonight?
I tried staying in my own way. I didn't want to really try to change anything of what I was doing. I felt like I was commanding pretty well in the first inning, and usually, I know that I've had some issues in the first inning, so then being able to have a good first inning allowed me to continue that forward and realize where all my pitches were and the command and velo and all that kind of stuff. So I think that I didn't want to take it a tick up. I think it got to I think it was the sixth inning when I threw a four-seamer and I threw it as hard as I could to Bichette. And I turned around and saw 95, and I was like, all right, that's where we're at right now. I didn't have that 97, 98 like I did in the first inning, so I then kind of fell back on my movement and location instead of just trying to blow guys away. So I felt like I did a good job of paying attention to what I had and using it.
And are you counting along with strikeouts? Did you know
how many you had? I knew I had a decent amount, but I had no idea how many.
Michael, from the time you've gotten here, you've talked about you want to be a starter in the big leagues. How satisfying has this stretch been for you in what essentially has been an audition next year?
Yeah, I'm very thankful. I know I had opportunities in 2020 and 21, but felt like I didn't capitalize on them. I also feel like getting on a full 5-day routine is great, and knowing that I'm starting on the 5th day, and that's why I'm very thankful for Boone to allow me to do that. And then I'm going out there, and honestly, Harkey told me treat it like it's 7 one-inning bullpen outings every time you go out there, and then Boone will take the ball from me when he sees that I'm tiring. And I think that's actually been a good transition piece for me. But I feel like I've continued to evolve, and I'm hoping that the audition, like you said, is successful.